I'm formerly incarcerated. Okay. He is formerly incarcerated.
I know my story.
And let me say this: I don't care if you've been detained for 2 minutes. You're in the system. Okay, so you're a formerly incarcerated individual. You're a returning citizen. That's how I look at it. And so I believe that our brother is a prime example of reentry and what we believe in, because you made that transition into law enforcement after having a brief stint with the judicial system, so to speak. So if you want to talk about that, and then we can go into some conversation.
Yeah, I mean, that had such a huge impact on my life. See, I can relate when it comes to being a very angry and violent and basically a homicidal young man. I remember I was a very rebellious kid, and I remember getting my hands on my first gun, and it just made you feel protected and powerful. I remember that. I carried it everywhere. And I did some silly, crazy, stupid stuff with that. Intimidate people with it. I just felt this sense of nobody's gonna hurt me. I'm somebody. Mm-hmm. And I remember getting caught with that gun, and it changed everything for me. I got caught with it loaded. I got charged with a felony. Mm-hmm. I know what it feels like to be felt like nothing. Like, I remember the cops that arrested me, their smug attitude. I'll never forget that. I felt like almost violent. It was my own fault, but I still felt so disrespected by that whole process. To sit and wait for bond court, and how the guards treat you in there, and just standing up in front of the judge feeling helpless. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget that. That stayed with me forever.
Sometimes God allows some things to happen in your life to even get you to your purpose, and it may not make sense. And so here you are, I mean, you're a poster child. I'm sorry. Formerly incarcerated, police officer with a whole bunch of tattoos, from the hood, still in the hood, and Zion. I love it.
I've always had this mindset that love wins no matter what. Like, I'm gonna be cool with you, and I expect that people are gonna dislike me. I think that's the one thing that cops can't get over, that hump. Like, that people aren't gonna like you, so be ready for that, and don't bite back with it. Like, love wins, like, every time. Like, I'll go in and just be cool with somebody, and I'll let them know I'm no better than you. I'm doing the job, and I gotta do my job, and I'm still gonna respect you no matter what. I walk into neighborhoods where they'll be screaming, cussing, calling names from there, and then I'll see one of my kids run up and give me a hug, and they never say anything after that. Like, they understand that and I understand that being cool and love is always gonna win, no matter what. So it naturally just changes minds.
Well, you mentioned love a lot, and love is an action word. And one of the things I appreciate about you mentioning that word is the fact that you're in the community, in the neighborhood that you police. Mm-hmm. You know the people in the neighborhood that you police. Maybe some officers don't. It's better for you, because love is action. By you just having a conversation with somebody, that's the difference.
Yeah.
And so, do you ever find it hard for your fellow brethren in law enforcement? You try to tell them about maybe getting close to the community that they police, and is that hard to even? It's easy for me to say that, but I don't know what that's like for you.
It's a touchy subject with me. I'm always on. I try to lead by example. I feel that I can't control the actions of other guys around me, but I can influence them. But I encourage. I always, no matter what, all these kids, I know the whole city, so sometimes he's not a bad kid. I always go to bat for the citizens, and try to just encourage those around me that it doesn't have to be that. Well, get out there on the street, get out there and go hang out in the community, go shoot hoops with them kids. It shouldn't be a viral video just because the cop is out there playing with the kids. It should be every day.
Right.
Like, if it was up to me, there'd be a flag football game on every corner, and the cop, whoever working that beat, they'd be the automatic quarterback for that game. Like, it should be like that.
And that's easy because you're out there every Friday night.
Yeah.
He's out there with all the youth. on the basketball court, and he's sharing with them and eating with them.
It's
You
fun.
know?
Like I want to get through to these guys and how fun this is. So.
And then you leading by example, because some people will say, and I really appreciate you saying what you said about I can't change somebody else. A corrupt police officer doesn't make all law enforcement corrupt. A corrupt preacher doesn't make all preachers and ministers corrupt. And until we bridge that gap, until even in our mind to say, you know what, I want to treat each individual with love. And in a unique way, and find out what your perspective is. You may not be what I see on television.
I think my main focus is like I want to treat every single person as if they were made in the image of God. Like I'm no better than our biggest drug addict, prostitute. Like God loves them the same He loves me. He'll save them. He's willing to die for them just like me. So I'm no better than them. And if you look at everybody like that, it's like that's a soul.
I'm sorry. We might have to call this segment the love segment. This is just gonna be love because you can overcome a lot with love.
Yeah, it really does work.
How we can get in contact with you if we have some children and want to bring to you. Tell us how that works.
My Father's Business is the name of my organization. We operate every Friday. We're at CCC in Zion and Wesley and Waukegan. You can find all the information on our Facebook. It's My Father's Business. We're on Instagram under My Father's Business. Our website is myfathersbusiness.org. We welcome anybody, any kid. If you're an adult, you want to come eat with us, hanging out. We're just basically an open door. All the information is on there. My phone number's on there. You want to call me direct. You want to text me, email me. I'll welcome your kid with open arms. Our goal is to build a one-on-one relationship, one soul at a time. Yes. That's kind of our motto. Like every single soul matters, and we just want to relational. That's how God works through relationships.
Love it, man. Love it. Now I need you to tell us, because I know he's very humble. Matt is very humble, man. He doesn't want to talk about it. He was on TV. So tell us what channel you was on.
Yes.
What channel was that?
We were on NBC first.
Yes.
On the
Okay.
news.
You on NBC?
That was Channel 5.
Okay.
And ABC, Channel 7, we were on Windy City Live.
Talk about it.
The scariest hour of my entire life. I was so nervous back there in that green room beforehand. I was sitting next to the dad from Meet the Browns. And I'm conversating with him. He's calming me down. And I don't even know who this guy is because I'm so nervous. But I know who he is. But I'm so scared that I don't even know who he is. Until after my segment, I'm like, man, I just went back there with the dad from Meet the Browns. And well, yeah, they were so good to us on Windy City Live. It was like a blur. The Lord gave me every word to say. Everyone said it turned out good.
It did.
It was one of those incidents where I was so scared that I don't remember what I said. But literally, the Lord said those words because I do not remember.
Go on the Facebook page. Yes. The video is on there. You need to see it. Windy City Live.
Windy City Live. Yep.
Yes.
That was great.
And then I'm gonna do this to you again because you're a humble servant, but I gotta bring it out of you. You got a documentary coming on My Father's Business and on yourself.
Yes.
And what you guys are doing and what you've done. So tell us about that and when it's coming out and however you want to talk about it.
We hooked up with J-Jack Productions. Justin runs it. He's from Zion. He's a great guy. He's a filmmaker.
Okay.
So he got with us and wanted to do a documentary about just my relationship with some of these, the unlikely relationship with some of these kids. So we picked 6 kids. Just how we came together. I mean, these kids are the last thing they would ever imagine was them doing a documentary with some cop because they hate, and if you're gonna be getting a kick out of when they say it. They're open about it. They don't like police. So it was very real, very raw. We didn't script it. We just went like, look, we're gonna do all of this live in front of a camera. You have this dialogue, so go. It's basically how we did it.
Wow.
That's coming out mid-November. It's going to be really, really cool. Very well done. Felt like it's a long day. I can understand how making a film is rough in the documentary. So that's coming out mid-November. We also got in the 19th of this month, we talk about Switch Lanes.
Switch Lanes. We need to talk about Anthony McIntyre.
My man.
Switch Lanes. And I believe, I'm going to put the website right here. There it is. Switch Lanes, and then you need to go to the gala that they're about to have on the 19th of October, and then you guys are sponsoring it.
Yeah, we help bring we help sponsor it. He's bringing the actual Rick Ross,
the real one,
who not the rapper guy, the guy that the rapper stole the name from.
Yeah.
but he's bringing them to speak. He speaks at, he's basically, in a nutshell, he introduced crack cocaine to this country way back in the day. And a very, very interesting story he has, but he speaks against that life, and he's actually a positive. He's a good speaker now. He's a positive influence on the kids, and when I saw that he was coming, I was like, we have to get involved in this, because that's right down our alley.
Yes.
We're like a stopping point. Switch Lanes and Anthony, we need groups like that with boots on the ground, like Legacy, like his group, like there's a couple others that my father's business is really teaming up with. We don't compete against each other, we work together.
Now, hold on, we're gonna stop and talk about that for 1 second, because somebody told me once, well, I had this a couple times, somebody's doing this in your area, why are you doing it? And that's like saying, Jewel Osco is in the area, so why do you have an Aldi's? You know, it doesn't mean you should just have one store and that's it. It doesn't work like that. We're unique, we have a different niche, and also we can come together at times. We have to stop feeling like we can't come together, and there is no competition at all. So support Anthony McIntyre, support my father's business with Detective Matt Thornton, support Legacy, because we all have a different way of reaching the same goal, which is, as you mentioned so many times, souls. Wise man once told me, it was Willie Brooks. He said, I'm going back to get me. And that's what it's all about. And that's what you've been doing. And so you're going back to get you, you know, and I just appreciate you. You know, this is my brother. I wish we had like 3 hours of film and he didn't have to go anywhere tonight and we could just sit here, because we conversate like that. But this has really been good. And this is a blessing.
I appreciate you having me. This is the best. Let's do one a week.
Let's do one a week. Okay, he said it, and this is our new background. So he's just gonna live up here, and I'm just gonna come whenever we're gonna record. That's it. But man, I appreciate you, man.
I love you,
brother.
man.
Thank you for your time. I know you're busy, man, but we family.
Yep, absolutely. I'll do anything for you, brother.
My father's business, Detective Matt Thornton.
Pull up on me. We on the block, we about the people. Pull up the people, MLB, boy. Pull up on me. Shedding some blood, shedding some tears, but we still here, MLB, boy. Pull up on me. Nobody perfect, but we be working. We got a purpose, MLB, boy. Who we be? MLB. Who we be? MLB. Whole clique came out the bottom, man. So we got God over it.